Hello kids, author ZX here, and that's gonna be my first voice recording or voiceover long video, so please adjust. I can spell some words wrong and some spelling can be wrong, so please adjust and collab with my voice and background noise. I'll try to improve in future, so let's start. What this video is about? Of course, this video is about the greatest couple on entire fiction, Kim Dok-ja ex Han Soyoung, the couple who hold the entire story of overview over all the BL and other stuff. So let's break down on everything BL, GL, and of course our favorite ship Doksho. So let's start. Notably, love story needs a case, neither a proper proposal or a hug. It can be just called a pure love story by some words, and which Doksho moments throughout the series put more perfectly. So, well, you all know that Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint isn't a romantic story. So romance isn't canon properly. No, properly, romance isn't canon. But we all fans know that we love Doksho, and means Dokja and answering. So we'll put whatever we want for our favorite ship. So exactly this I am going to show you some moments of Kim Dok-ja and Han Soyoung, which proves that this couple might be canon, or even the authors want them to be together, not just any type of BL ship. You all know Kim Dok-ja and Yoo Jong-hyun is just a meaningless couple. The ship fandom is entire meaningless because BL is just proper a meaningless thing. Gay ship. What the logic behind it? Nothing. But still, some my female friend or female reader of ORB fans, female fans, they love BL. So for to break your heart and come to hate me, so let me show you some proofs. Since I already made two video on why Jongdok is in canon, so I'll just show you those two videos.
On chapter 220 of manhwa, it's mentioned that the incarnation Kim Dok-ja will be killed by the one he loves the most. And just on the next page, it's also mentioned that, in the Star Stream, the one was the story itself. So let's look into the webtoon translation, which is, incarnation Kim Dok-ja will be driven to death by the being he loves the most. And in the Star Stream, all stories are considered to be living beings. So basically, Kim Dok-ja didn't killed by the one person he loved most, but the entire story. But if you still want to put Yoo Jung-hyuk as his love, then don't forget what Lee Hyun-sung said. So at least I can also say that, not the person he loved, but the story. And his story is ways of survival for Kim Dok-ja. That doesn't mean I'm saying that Kim Dok-ja doesn't love Yoo Jung-hyuk. He loved Yoo Jung-hyuk, but not as way other put, like romantic stuff, but like parents and children.
Once Kim Dok-ja said,
There's a huge gap between constellation and incarnation. The relationship between constellation and incarnation are like parents and children.
over that secretive plotter confirmed that statement by saying,
He is like my father who cares about me.
at the end Kim Dok-ja become the sponsor constellation of incarnation Yoo Jung-hyuk, and the constellation architect of Fallen Last Act who is Han Soo-young. She also became the constellation sponsor of incarnation Yoo Jung-hyuk. Both Han Soo-young and Kim Dok-ja cares about Yoo Jung-hyuk, over that they are the reason why incarnation Yoo Jung-hyuk exists. So Yoo-han Kim can be canon as a battle comradeship, but impossible as any type of romantic stuff. Same for Jung-dok. Sorry to say, but if you ship Dok-ja and Jung-hyuk, that means you are shipping father and son.
So by this information, you all know that Kim Dok-ja and Yoo Jong-hyun are more like father and son. They aren't like they are like best friends and best comradeship. There are no replacement for the best comradeship than Kim Dok-ja and Yoo Jong-hyun, but they are not a couple, not even logically. So stop arguing on this, and let's start our favorite ship Doksho, Kim Dok-ja and Han Soyoung. Let us just start with some canon moments, and I will give you most of the reference I can with each chapter number and moment. So let's start. So after the Demon King selection or war arc or 73rd Demon King realm arc, we all know that secretive plotter sent Kim Dok-ja on a different timeline or 1863rd one line, of course fake version. So on this world line, Kim Dok-ja meet with the Han Soyoung clone or his avatar body, half avatar of course with 50% memories. So on the end of this arc, Kim Dok-ja clearly said to Han Soyoung that let me just break down the entire moment. When Han Sung asked you why you refused to go back to your world and during the battle, so Kim Dok-jar clearly said, because I trust in you, the you on my world. So on this part, we can really say that Kim Dok-jar really trust on Han Sung more than anyone on his entire team. And that's obvious because Han Sung was like she just took one time and lead the entire Nebula or her company till the end, while Kim Dok-ja need to memorize the entire story of ways of survival and multiple date attempt, and Yoo Jong-young took literally over 1864 time to reach proper end, and Han Sung did it easily. So Han Sung is the only one that Kim Dok-ja can trust properly. Well, that's just a trust part, so we can't say properly that they are like couple. But on chapter 308 we saw a moment where Han Sung put really deep feelings for Kim Dok-ja, and that's the moment after Kim Dok-ja returned from the future world line or 1864th world line. So on that particular chapter we saw after Kim Dok-ja and Lee Seok-young conversation, Han Sung entered on the room, and after a little bit conversation, Han Sung cleared that you can rest for now, or don't worry, leave your son on me, I will take care of him, something like that, or more accurately like this. So we can literally say that Han Sung just confirm that she will take care of Kim Dok-ja, and in front of the person who gave birth this omniscient god Lee Seok-young. So that's like she just saying to her mother-in-law that she will take care of her husband. That's really amazing, you know. And how can we forget the moment of Gigantomachia and the most canon and beautiful moment of Kim Dok-ja and Han Sung, where we saw Han Sung share her lollipop, lemon candy flavor lollipop, to Kim Dok-ja, and additional information or more or fact that she was sucking the lollipop, and she put in front of Kim Dok-ja's face, and Kim Dok-ja was like, let's take a taste, and that's literally like a indirect kiss. And on this part you can say they are like siblings, because siblings don't do stuff like that. So another proof is before the Great War of Demon and Saint on Reincarnation Island, before Kaiser next arc, where Kim Dok-ja and Yoo Jong-young fight, and during this fight Han Sung interfere, and Yoo Jong-young was like, let's just kill you, and when he killed Han Sung, Kim Dok-ja just hold her all angers on a point. If just this point break, he will definitely kill Yoo Jong-young, because he was literally too much angry on Yoo Jong-young because he just killed Han Sung clone. Of course, that's Han Sung. She isn't dead, and this moment was really beautiful. How much Kim Dok-ja cares about Han Sung, and he was ready to kill Yoo Jong-young for that. And the entire Kaiser next arc was literally like the marriage of Kim Dok-ja and Han Sung. Yes, there are two persons for this husband candidate, of course Kim Dok-ja and Yoo Jong-young for the Han Sung. But you know, Kim Dok-ja and Han Sung were literally married, and on this arc we know she literally waited 15 years for Kim Dok-ja, and she write every single day of her life for him. Why? Because they are siblings. Han Sung like Kim Dok-ja, and we can really say she really like him. Well, though Han Sung is the one who said, you better call me Nora next time. So at the end of this arc, as in next arc, we saw a moment where Han Sung and Kim Dok-ja talked before crossing the portal, where Han Sung confirmed that she will write a novel for Kim Dok-ja at the end of this story, and Kim Dok-ja was like, you better write a romantic story, and Han Sung said, how can I milk romance for 3000 chapters? And that's like a promise between them, and yeah, we can take it as like reader and author part. And the next moment was on chapter 394. Check this chapter, and during this chapter, Uriel, the Archangel of Eden, you all know her here, right? So she was fighting with the side of evil, and definitely our Han Sung was part of the evil, because Constellation is Black Flame Dragon, Abyss Dragon, so whatever. So on this chapter, Uriel almost killed Han Sung, not just really, but yes, she almost killed her, but the message was like, Constellation, Demon King of Salvation, is looking at the great battlefield. Constellation, Demon King of Salvation, is looking at Archangel Uriel. And this message was like, Uriel, you better know what is going to happen next. And even Han Sheng was like, if you kill me right now, will you ever be able to look at Kim Dokja without any guilty consciousness? Uriel, go ahead and kill me and feel the rage of Kim Dokja. Whatever, this moment was like, Kim Dokja will destroy everything if just Uriel had killed Han Sheng. After the end of Great War of Demon and Saint, we saw secretive plotter kidnap our Kim Dokja, and on this arc we saw a part where Kim Dokja read the story of secretive plotter or his written book. So on this book, secretive plotter clearly mentioned, he's like my father who cares about me, and by this line secretive plotter meant oldest dream. So we stop arguing on this, and after this after the Journey to the West remake arc, when Han Shoeng, Uriel and Yusanga come to save our Kim Dokja, and after that when they take him on their world, and there was a cute moment between the Kim Kong where we get a hint about this couple, and that moment happened on chapter 454. On this chapter, when Kim Dokja arrived on his companion or his company area, then Gong Pildu said, so you come back again with a kid, so who is the mother? So at first he looked at Yusanga, but he said, no, you can't be that much lucky. But then he looked at Han Shoeng and said, yeah, that definitely with her. And that was like, he was thinking Kim Dokja and Han Shoeng made a baby, and the baby is little secretive plotter, and that part was really smooth, I was like, oh yeah, tell you, we get a character on the story who support thinking, unlike Uriel who suffered meaningless thing. Another moment was chapter 461. On this chapter, where entire Kim Kong went on planet Oji, the park of Starstream, Silver planet. So on this part where Kim Dokja and Han Shoeng shared a couple discount coupon. Yes, the couple discount coupon, of course, for discount to explore the park, and as the message was like, the couple discount coupon. You know what this means? They are literally like couple. Whatever. And another couple who shared this discount coupon was Yoo Jung Young and Lee Seol Han, sorry for wrong naming. And after this part, what happened, you all know. After that, after Apocalypse, then the Outer God part, we also the enemy of the story, or the starting end of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. And on chapter 492, when Han Shoeng, incarnation Han Shoeng, sacrificed or give her everything, all the coin donation of her nebula or their nebula to save Kim Dokja, that her one person, not her one reader. She literally give up on everything and give her all best, so that she could add a rule that Kim Dokja can survive. And when that happened, she reached closer to him step by step, and she almost cried after looking at Kim Dokja. And Kim Dokja described it like she might start crying just now. She was really happy and sad. And this chapter was like, why ORB readers, why will you all said ORB isn't a romantic story? Because the emotion and character development on chapter 492 we saw between Kim Dokja and Han Shoeng, that's literally insane. And after this, Apocalypse start, And are you all fool or just don't want to accept? There are literally no point you all are ignoring all the hints that author give us between Kim Dok-ja and Han Sung. Not just her own self, her avatar or other 50%. She literally go back on time and rewrite the entire reality for Kim Dok-ja and create all the worlds, even after knowing that this gonna be a reality and someone going to suffer on the story. But she doesn't care because Kim Dok-ja, she will sacrifice another world line if just she could make sure Kim Dok-ja will survive. So it doesn't matter, it's just number of words for her, and the only thing matter is just her man. And our Han showing, she literally lead the entire nebula to another world line. Even after knowing there can be a worst possible scenario where anyone can die, but that doesn't matter. She can just there's just a hope that she could bring back her man, and that's only matter for her. She led her entire nebula, I'm going to say her entire nebula, and become a constellation by herself and enter on the final 10. And you know what? The person who carry little Kim Dok-ja was Han Sung all the time. Literally all the time he was carrying Kim Dok-ja. There's just a ending part which explain her all emotion. How can we forget where all this start? Where's the point that Apocalypse start, and after the anime of the story where Han Sung developed those kind of feelings for him. I'm talking about chapter 519 events. On this chapter we all know what happened, because Han Sung take 49% of Kim Dok-ja with her to her world line, and they all are happy on Han River. They are enjoying fireworks and surrounded by campfire, and they all are happy. And on this chapter we saw Han Sung and Kim Dok-ja was sitting together on a separate moment. Obviously they are talking about Voice of Survival, and Kim Dok-ja mentioned that on the third round of Voice of Survival we observed a moment where Yoo Jong-kyung enjoy everything with his team. And Han Sung was like, by the way Kim Dok-ja, a moment like that doesn't exist in the third round of Voice of Survival. You just who the hell are you? And you know what, when this happened, let me describe it more deeply. When Kim Dok-ja said that a moment like that happened in third round of Voice of Survival, Han Sung reached her more closer, and she just stopped in front of his lips and just whisper into his ears that nothing like this happened on the third round of Voice of Survival. You just who the hell are you? The dude who get to read my novel, isn't you? And you know, her emotion take her over herself, and she stabbed Kim Dok-ja. And if this was the Kim Dok-ja, this moment would have like they had kissed, because I literally make many videos on this moment. Chapter 590. Please go and read this chapter and understand what Han Sung emotions are on this chapter. After this chapter we saw her character development literally too much. Like she go back to the Queen of Kaiser next and talk with him about Kim Dok-ja and Yoo Jong-kyung. Literally many things. Her all emotion changed just after this chapter, because she know the Kim Dok-ja, she used to know this not the person, just 49%, and this the avatar which can bleed because of too much of memories. And all the facts are even Kim Dok-ja knows that he isn't the person that Han Sung wants. And on the side story there are literally Han Sung wants just Kim Dok-ja, even if the 1% or 50%, 49% doesn't matter. She just wants his Kim Dok-ja that she knows, and that she can write the story for. And I'm just fast pacing, you know, all the moments to author write between Kim Dok-ja and Han Sung on Apocalypse part was literally insane. And when we all see the author's world arc, where we saw Han Sung clone write a novel for him, and after going back on time, and on that part we saw that Kim Dok-ja was regretting his decision, and he was just blaming himself that why for someone like him she write entire story and sacrifice her own life. She was just regretting. Sorry, he was just regretting about this. And that's not a joke, But the fact is, even after that moment, Kim Dokja know. Even though he started to make feeling for her, but reality can't be changed. He can't go back. Everything has written, and he is alone. And on the other hand, our Han Shoing, the fake king and Black Flame Empress, she is ready to destroy another 4,000 million billion of world's land if just she could know that Kim Dokja will survive. And I know many of you are going to say, brother, why are you making this video? This is meaningless, because the side story is literally about them, Doksho. And there is no point of making this video, because on the side story we all know that's all about bring Kim Dokja back to Han Shoing. That's everything on the side story. And the story is leading by Lee Ho-kyung, and I know everything what is going on. But still, I'm going to say just one thing, that ORV isn't a BL, boys love, and authors confirm that. Even the couple, Shin Song, the wife wanted to make it BL, but the husband, no, there's gonna be a story without romance. So ORV isn't a romance, neither is it BL. So stop shipping Kim Dokja and Yoo Jong-young, because there are literally no point. And let me give you some more confirmation that Yoo Jong-young and her wife Lee Seol-han had kids on literally on every world lines. And you are going to say the person he loved for once and the person he loved forever. Brother, this is literally a joke. Yoo Jong-young loves Kim Dokja as his father, as his comrade, and as his everything. But Yoo Jong-young had a wife and he know about it. On every world line, Kim Dokja said that's better for them to have a kids or adopting a children, because that suit their personality. And after end of every world line, we saw that Yoo Jong-young and Lee Seol-han had kids, or they adopted one. And that's the lore of this character. And why are you shipping with his father? Because this story has a god, which is Kim Dokja, and the entire story of Voice of Survival is like his children, Yoo Jong-young, Jang Ha-yeon, all the character, Lee Seol-han and Lee Hyung-sung, all the characters are just his children, and the goddess of this world, and the one Han Shoing, even the Dokkaebi king admitted her as his goddess. So the goddess and the god of this world has this entire story as their children, or their after them. So there's no point of shipping Kim Dokja and Yoo Jong-young. And I gave every reason why we can ship Doksho, but still if you're going to deny this, then deny it. Dislike button still exists, even though no one can say how many people of you dislike it. But one like, I will understand you like it. It doesn't matter, because one like is going to make your playlist more longer, but your one comment, that's gonna be a really encouraging thing for me. And I know throughout the entire video I make wrong spelling, and my voice isn't much good, and many mistakes, but please adjust it. This is literally my first video where I'm speaking in English, and might be the last one. I don't want it to be last one. I want you all to support, and I want to make more long videos on ORV. And literally I love Doksho. This story is just for that one reader, and the one reader, and I love Kim Dokja and Han Shoing to see on this story.
La 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 la, so high, so high, so high.